Thanks for having me.
Hi, Irina.
Hello.
How are you?
Great. I'm doing well.
It's been a while.
I had a great
since
time.
we've seen each other, and it's been a while since we've argued, which is an interesting dynamic of our relationship.
You are probably the only person I like to argue with because you give me the right to argue.
I appreciate that. I give everyone the right to argue. I always say, if you do not believe in the freedom of speech, for those you disdain, you do not believe in the freedom of speech, but I do not disdain you.
I appreciate that.
A lot of your thoughts. And then alongside her is her friend, companion, comedian?
Yes.
Writer?
Julia Pels.
Do you produce anything?
Yeah.
Have you ever directed your own porn series? Like, what?
Who's Julia Pels? Julia Pels is, I'm an LA-based stand-up comedian, queer activist. I'm a model. I'm a commercial film and like indie film actor primarily.
So basically, you're everyone who lives in West Hollywood alongside me in my building.
No, actually.
That's how it is.
No, that's what it sounds like.
She's like them, but gay.
Where do you?
It's different.
No. I'm in West Hollywood. Everyone's gay.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm gay.
You're gay because you live in West Hollywood.
I mean, I'm not gay, but my boyfriend is, and he's gay. Like gay, like annoyingly gay.
Your boyfriend's gay, but you're not gay.
Like annoyingly gay.
I get it.
Okay. Like I'm tired of how gay he is.
Right. I've had that experience.
Like sheesh, bro.
You know
what I'm
like
saying?
It's too much.
Like stop sucking me off.
You
my
thought
dude.
you were as best friends, and then he started doing that.
No. That's actually possibly happening with George as we go along. The other scenario was actually fictional, but that might be true.
It might be.
George is not here as he's serving on a production.
Why would you say you're different? Well, I mean, I actually agree,
what
but
makes
why
you
do you
different?
say you're different?
Why would I say
What
I'm
makes
different?
you different? Why would you even want to be different? Like I don't even know why people have this need to be different than everyone else. Like everyone's like, I'm not a typical girl.
I think I'm a typical girl.
You know what? Yeah.
I don't think it's different. I think I say things that sometimes piss people off.
You?
Yeah.
She's closer.
And you're
to
friends
me.
with Irina? No way. Explain. What do you say that pisses people off?
I think I tell people the truth. And I think they don't like to hear it. And I think everyone's like, well, there's your side, their side, and then there's the truth. And I'm like, well, no, if I pick up an iPhone and I drop it, that happened, right? That's not my side. That actually happened. That's a reality. And I think sometimes...
Kind of. I don't want to get into the physics of it all, but
I think sometimes people are not living in reality. I think they're living in their own ideological construct in their own mind, and they're moving from that perspective.
Sure, but that's how perception works, right? The world is actually built up of simply of people's perceptions. The only reason why we have the infrastructures that we do is because people believe that they exist.
I agree with that.
We use money because we believe that it's tender for change and funds, but it's not real. Nothing is real. So why is your perception more real than everyone else's? And I ask that of both of you.
I don't think mine is. That's the part of me people don't ever understand. I don't care if you agree with me or don't. I'm just telling you, this is what I think. This is what I feel. I don't need you to agree with it or be okay with it. So I could live in my own little world, and I do. And I don't need anyone else living in that world. But I think a lot of people, when they speak, they need everyone to agree. You know, when I talked about Nipsey Hussle not too long ago, and a lot of people went after me.
What'd you say about Nipsey?
I said, I like him. No, I really like him, actually.
Yeah, like the Fox News anchor who really liked him too, right?
Well, I think you can... I don't think anyone is impervious to criticism. I don't like the Fuck Donald Trump song, only because I don't think it's a good song. But...
It's actually a very catchy song. Like, it's like, when you're in, you're like, yeah, fuck Donald Trump. You're like, okay. I don't even care. Like, it's not even about the message.
No, I don't care about the
really
message.
Catchy song.
Yeah,
Whenever you say
just
something
like Gucci
over and
Gang.
over.
Just like Gucci Gang, right?
Also an extremely catchy song.
But is it good?
I like it.
Okay, well, you know,
I like
perception.
things that are catchy.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about that. But I just said...
Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Hate it.
That's a hot...
Hate it.
Okay.
Always hated
Bars.
it. I said before anyone found out what happened, it's probably LA gang violence. He was in a gang. I don't care if he is or isn't. That's what it was. And people went ape shit. Like, it was the government. It was, he's making a, documentary about the doctor.
Dr.
Sebi? Yeah. Okay,
Dr.
cool.
Sebi.
Yeah, and people kept saying, like, you don't know. You need to understand. It's like, no, I don't. I don't need you to be okay with what I think. I don't need you to be okay with my opinion on this. And I think if we're talking about different and perception, that's where I differ, I would say, because I'm fine being friends with liberals, conservatives. I would be friends with, a
Nazi?
I would be friends with a Nazi. I would be friends with, ISIS member. I would. because that doesn't mean you can't convert them. That doesn't mean there isn't common ground somewhere. And I find that it's easier to bring people from the dark into the light if you're nicer to them, right? That's how I feel anyways.
But you're assuming that your way is the light.
No,
and also,
that's what I'm saying.
When it comes to the gang violence of Nipsey, we still don't know if it's a government conspiracy or not. If you look into the history of government conspiracies, this is not beyond the realm of scope of reality and possibilities. What makes you, Jules, so difficult and atypical?
First of all, nobody calls me Jules unless they really know me, but I like you, so we can do it. I think that people expect my perspective and vantage point to be this of a very outspoken feminist because I am a lesbian and because I am a woman, and that is not generally what I talk about in my comedy or in my activism. I think that there is a very serious cultural problem with gender, and I could sit here and talk to you for 5 hours about it.
I'd love to hear a second about it, though.
A second about it?
What's the problem?
I think our problem is that feminism has turned into something that it was not originally set up to do.
We're talking feminism as our topic today, so we're going to talk all that good stuff. But what's it have to do with gender?
Well, I think that there is an attack on men, and I think that, and I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. I know everyone's like you're conservative. I'm not.
Yeah. They put you in this cool little box, right?
It's if there's any differentiation of any thought process, it's I'm an asshole. I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a male, a woman hating, and those things are all not true. I'm very much a woman loving. I mean, I'm a lesbian, of course. I love women. I love the girl.
A lot of men sleep with women too. It doesn't mean that they love them.
I love.
It's LA.
That's very true. But I'm also a woman, and I don't hate myself. So that
this is LA. A lot of self-hating comedian. Listen, you're not really breaking the mold here.
But I haven't finished.
Yeah.
As a man, please stop interrupting now.
Yeah, I'm used to it. It's okay. I'm used to being interrupted.
Actually, I'm interrupting you because I'm black. So
okay. So not as a man,
sorry.
as
This
a
wasn't
black.
as a man. This was actually
I'd love to know
the
your
black side.
opinion on Jussie Smollett after we.
This is my black.
Do you know you could actually if they made a movie about Jussie Smollett, you could play him.
I think that feminism, if we look it up by definition, which I'm not going to pull up my iPhone and do, but it's meant for the equality of genders.
It is.
And right now, feminism, I don't think as a whole, but I think there's a part of feminism that has turned into, and I know people hate this, but a witch hunt. That is, let's attack this. Let's make men obsolete, because that's kind of the answer for some of them right now.
It's definitely
kind of the
a possibility. I've actually been on board with that in a lot of ways.
On board with what? Making men obsolete? Why? So that you could have more women?
Making yourself obsolete. That's interesting.
I mean, honestly, life is kind of overrated. It's expensive. It's not even that fun.
But that's your take on it. I mean,
a world full of women. I'd love. I've always had this thing where I've wanted it to be like,
be very
what if there's a world full of women? Let's see who people would blame then. Or what if there were no black people, or no Jewish people, or no Muslims? I'd love to see how the world would. Now, what's the problems? Like, okay, you guys, you were right. We've removed this. If I had this godly Thanos
that's
power,
exactly what I'm saying.
I would remove everyone and be like, now what?
Exactly.
Now whose fault
Well,
it
it's
is?
the victim.
We still have
It's the
problems?
victim mentality is the problem. That's the entire problem is we're now victims.
Sure.
And so we are going to blame all of our problems on men and degrade men and rip apart men.
But
and
I can understand that being a defense mechanism, and that
I completely understand. I almost
and not
became a
condone
psychologist, so I completely understand.
behavior.
But they need to work that out within themselves, with their therapists, with their community members. Get in a group. Where I have come from. When people think about challenge and
From
they
the hood
think
of
about.
Compton?
Well, I'm not some stupid rich white girl. I'll tell you that right now.
Where'd
I've
you come
scrubbed
from?
toilets. Where did I come from? Chicago.
Where
Okay,
in
well, that's
Chicago?
not fun.
Where in Chicago?
Yeah.
Chicago's a tough city.
I didn't know you're from Chicago.
I born and raised. Yep.
Where? What town?
Sounds like she's from Chicago.
South Side.
Also,
Stop being
lesbian.
racist, T. Stop being racist.
Okay.
Oh, you can be racist.
No, I'm
it's
kidding.
okay. I look nice, but I've got a tough.
I know, but that's why we get along, because you're not a victim. That's
I
what
didn't
I've
even
always
think
liked.
I thought
No,
you
I'm
looked
not-
nice. I only saw the tough side.
Oh, he didn't think I was pretty enough for him.
he
I don't see pretty.
He just sees
same way people don't see color. I don't see pretty.
Oh,
I
think you're pretty.
I hate that about me right now.
Why?
Because
it's your soul coming
Yeah,
out.
it's your soul.
your
From
energy.
the inside, you're pretty.
I would rather you have seen me being
a hard ass. What is it?
Hard ass. No.
No.
I'd rather if you saw that I was
a sweet soul.
I'm thinking of what I wish you just looked at me and was like, man, that guy's rich. Like that's actually kind of the way I want to be seen.
I said he's
if
rich.
I'm gonna be very honest,
Literally 10
I don't
minutes
even
ago.
want to be like, I don't even
that.
want, even in my like intimate encounters, it's like, no, this isn't a blowjob. It's a career, bitch. Like you're doing this
it's a career move.
For stability in your life. I want to be that. I want to be rich. I want to be like, I can't trust people rich.
Okay, can I tell you?
You can be poor, not trust people either.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
When you helped me with that $4 for the tea, I saw that $100 bill, and do you know what I thought?
There's a $100 bill in there.
He's rich.
Yeah, there were hundreds.
See, you just wanted, but you see,
it wasn't enough. I wanted you to be like.
But then I saw the Louis Vuitton bag, and I was like, he is
more.
rich. You need more. How much do you need? Tell me how I can feed your self-esteem. Tell me how, as a woman, I can feed. Let's do this. Let's do this. Feminist time.
Thank you, Jules.
Jules. He's cute. I like him.
Can you just
like him?
Tell me
He's
how
cute.
rich I am, and then tell me how smart and more smart than everyone else
so
I am.
Smart. Oh my god!
And then oh my god, it's so big.
Can you stop being
big,
so beautiful and big?
My ego.
You're a baller. You're the king.
That's what I need.
Do you understand that I jumped from my activity just to come here today to see you?
It's true. I hit her up very late. I mean, I did call you yesterday.
No, it was yesterday, but I was doing a modeling shoot and all kinds of other things.
For what? Sorry, for what?
And gay stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
I do a lot of queer modeling just because of visibility.
What's the difference between the word gay and queer?
Queer is an umbrella term, so gay falls under queer.
So why don't we just say Q community? How come we have to say LGBTQ?
Yeah, BLT.
Q. Like that's.
Why don't we just say queer community?
Yeah.
Right. I agree. I think we should switch that over for sure.
I think we should
because the LGBTQQALMNMNP.
But they keep adding letters to it.
They keep adding letters, so it's ridiculous.
I'm gonna find a straight white male to come lead this charge because they are all of our saviors. Let's get into some of our games. We're going to play a little game called Either Or, and this is what we do in Either Or. Either Or is a game in which we play, and I will explain this rule, and it's very simple. I will give you a choice between two things, and we hope that you choose one or the other because here at Imperfect Gentlemen, we have learned from countless years of experience in other people and other men's strife that consent is the only way we want to live. We have always been that way. So the concept is either or. We advocate you choose one or the other. No gray areas.
Okay, one or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Dick or strap on?
Well, I think I know your choice.
Well, you don't actually. You don't know her choice.
All right.
And for you to presume that you know
presume
her choice
everything.
is actually racist.
I am racist. You didn't know?
Actually,
take that clip out just by itself and put it everywhere.
No, really, actually, Dick.
Thank you.
What's the difference?
Dick or strap on? What's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference?
As someone who's had both, let me explain. Please.
Because if I'm gonna fuck a woman, I want her to fuck me. I want her to use her hand. I want her to use her mouth. I don't want like a plastic thing inside me. And even though I identify as a lesbian, I do, and I talk about this in my stand-up, and you've probably heard it, is that I do still have sex with men because most women will not have a one-night stand, which is why I am queer comedian, not lesbian comedian.
Most women won't have a...
They will not with me. Most women don't hit on me because they don't...
That's because you have that thing. You have that asshole guy thing, and so they call you.
I do have that asshole guy thing.
Are you going to hang out again? Because you probably give good dick. You probably have really good dick.
That's actually the name of her album.
That's the thing, and it should be. And then, Irina, your choices, please.
Between dick or strap-on?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Maybe strap-on. I don't want anything plastic inside of me or anything synthetic. So I'll choose dick.
Well, you're not choosing dick in LA because that's synthetic plastic dick.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I'll say dick.
That's good. I like that.
Dick. Okay.
Dick and dick.
A part that I forgot to explain. George isn't here to throw that in. We do possibly psychoanalyze you based on these answers.
Okay, I like it. I'm in.
I'm going to.
You can psychoanalyze us.
I'm going to explain.
Okay. I'm excited. I like this.
Wait, have you had any straight women say strap on?
Oh, we choose different ones each
Oh,
time.
okay.
Actually, I don't think we've ever proposed this question.
Okay.
I like it.
Let's begin with Irina.
Okay.
Irina said dick. Because she's a dick. And here's the thing about her. Irina felt that the dick was more of a prop, which she also saw the strap-on as one, and she chose one prop over the other.
Yeah.
And it really comes down to that. She comes off very logical and at times a bit extreme. And when I say this comes from the concept of the dick, she, in the way she said dick, I feel like she wishes she had one.
I do have one. My dick's bigger than the majority of men I meet out here. I do have one.
I feel that from her though.
So that's why I don't feel a need to, have to take men down or
bigger than majority of men. Where do you live? What area? Koreatown? No, I'm just asking.
A small Asian penis joke.
Actually, I was
Glendale.
not going that way at
Glendale.
all. I thought you lived in Koreatown.
No, I live in Glendale.
Oh, Glendale. Oh, okay. Interesting.
So Armenian dick, I guess.
Interesting. I'm just asking.
Yeah,
questions.
no,
We like
Glendale.
to know your whereabouts. We like to know who you are as a person. Dick was the logical answer, but it was also an extreme in the way you said it, and it says a lot about who you are as a person, right?
Yeah,
and
I'm not in the
you
middle.
also had a reason, and your reason is I don't want synthetic plastic things inside me because you steer away from fakeness.
Yes,
that is the essence of your being.
Yep.
Well, Jules, since we're such good friends,
I like it.
Jules, may I?
You may.
You've already called her Jules 4 times.
May I call you Jules?
You may.
Because either way,
He's going to do it regardless.
that's not true. If you had said no, I would have stopped.
I feel your
we've learned
Consent. That's right.
about
Okay.
consent,
Consent.
All right.
as a society.
Yes.
Thankfully, Jules,
What's up?
you chose dick as well, which a lot of people might not have thought you did. Oh, I'm a lesbian. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. But your reasons, very interesting. You can be unemotional to a fault because you have this ability to detach yourself from situations. You can see the inner lining of things, the economic truth, sure, this is the fluff. Sure, this is the bushes that you love to beat around. But regardless of what your opinion is, this is the truth. The truth is that women do try to have an emotional relationship with you. The truth is I am not interested in an emotional relationship at this time. The truth is that I inevitably enjoy having an orgasm, and hopefully there can be something that allows me to reach this. That is the truth, regardless of what you want it to be, because not everything fits inside boxes, but everything is a box. Very interesting.
Okay. And which one would you choose?
Dick or strap on? Oof. Man, I might have to go with strap on. I might have to choose the strap on. I might have to strap on.
Interesting.
Strap it
Do you want to
on.
analyze that? I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist.
I think sex play is fun. I think that I strapped it on and had sex with a bisexual man in London.
Ew.
Just felt a connection and was like wanted to make it, wanted to do it. And I think that you can have a lot of, it's okay
That's
to
actually
say
not at all.
I'm just
I
saying
would be
you because
very
I
against that
don't think
personally.
men can be bi. I don't think.
Sure, you have an opinion on that?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
I don't know. All I know is I wouldn't like that. But if I'm going to,
understand.
at this point, strap on or dick, I'm
Yeah.
getting raped. Like that
Okay.
was my strap on or dick, I'm getting raped.
Okay, that's fair.
I can
That's
explain
fair.
strap on rape. I would never be able to explain dick rape.
That's a good point.
And that's where my thought process went. At this point, I'm getting raped. I enjoy being the alpha. So in a situation where it's like dick or strap on, at this point, however, I was narrowly thinking of choosing dick because if I'm getting dick and I'm not getting raped, I'm getting $1 million.
Right.
And if I'm getting $1 million, then it's dick.
Then it's okay.
Strap on, I can actually still say it's possibly attached to a female,
Right.
possibly. I mean, there were a lot
Justified,
of
yeah.
things that's justified.
Yeah.
Also, I just feel like guys' dicks suck. Like guys just have dick for
like
the most
looking
part.
at it is weird.
Like
isn't
it's
it?
not
ugly.
even looking at it. It's just like strap-ons. Actually, like
Nice
one of
and
the
cleaner.
best compliments I've ever received was from a person who was a lesbian who said my penis reminded her of a strap.
Why did she see your penis?
Why did you
just-
We
see
have
my
sex with men.
penis?
I mean,
It was not in a sexual sense.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was not.
It was not.
Did you just
in
send her a
sexual
dick pic?
sense. No, I have.
You guys were
never
just
sent a
naked
dick pic.
together?
I was naked, and she walked in, whether it was on purpose or not.
Okay.
I also have little problems being naked. I think
Yeah.
I was in the act of changing.
Okay.
And she decided to pay attention way more than she should.
Okay.
But the conversation, and that was a very nice compliment to give.
Oh, I would take that as a compliment too. I think that was very nice.
She was.
Did you
enamored.
turn her?
No. I turned no one.
You know,
That's funny.
they always say you just need. When I sleep with straight men, if I'm single
No, they're-
and desperate, I just tell them to just sit down, to be quiet,
Okay.
and take their pants off, and they do.
Do you like being dominated like that? I mean, you
No.
said you're an alpha. Do you like being with another
No.
alpha? Okay.
A lot of most guys are like, this is great. I'm like, well, for
A lot
me,
of guys.
and he even said it. There's a part of me that can detach, like he stated, and that's the truth. And it's funny because then I end up getting follow-up texts from the guys that I sleep with, like, hey, what are you doing today? And I'm like, no.
Is that because they think you're not emotionally attached, or
no,
just like
because
that
they
you're
want to
so
hang out more. They want
And then
more.
they start liking her because she's
Yeah.
a likable person. So now they're
Right.
like, oh my God, it's like I get to fuck my bro.
Right.
And,
That's
and
exactly.
any guy that likes to fuck in that way,
He nailed it.
It's like, oh, I have a bro that
I
also,
can fuck.
and I can,
Yeah.
and it's convenient. And guys are creatures of convenience.
But so you don't like alpha women, I guess, in bed or
No.
Okay.
It's not my
Okay,
personal
yeah. I'm just curious.
cup of tea. And I also don't specifically like tea. Let's ask that question: tea or coffee?
coffee?
I'm gonna have to go with tea.
God, so what?
I know. Well, I am an HSP. It's a highly sensitive person. Apparently, that is a thing now. I don't know if that's just an LA diagnosis
It is.
or probably.
You know where they don't have HSPs?
Where?
In the rest of the
In
world.
the third world
As
country,
in any
yes.
third world, anywhere you go. Also,
Just
don't have too many peanut
doesn't
allergies.
exist.
Yeah.
Don't have any.
Well, I think there is a merit to be said though of being sensitive for different reasons,
get it.
Sure.
especially like childhood traumas or PTSD. So I do think there is some.
I bet you kids in Iraq just don't have PTSD.
I think
Yeah.
they do. I think they do. I
Used
just,
to
They
it.
do. We
They just
don't
jump
know.
off
Yeah.
bridges.
Used to it.
instead
No.
of, you know.
The difference is when you have something to compare it to, you would just assume that that's normalcy. So,
Of course.
the reason why there's so much PTSD in the United States, and I'll give you an example with the black community, is because we have something to compare it to that reminds you of a normalcy. You have suburbia, white suburbia America that you come across every day. However, if there was no white suburbia, if there was only pain in black community and that is it, and there was nothing else to compare it to, it would become the normal
That's
agenda.
interesting.
And that would happen, as we know psychologically from other people in other places of the world. At least that's a theory that's put out.
I like that theory.
So you went with coffee.
Yeah, mostly
Irina,
'cause I don't
and
feel-
Jules went with tea.
Anything.
Tea.
I mean, you're sensitive, and I'm overly. I don't feel anything.
Well,
so.
that's the thing. You do. And this is coffee. You like being prepared. You like being motivated. You enjoy that aspect of coffee's harsh. You feel like you're harsh. Coffee also is a sign of like the caffeine aspect. Like coffee wakes me up. Well, you want to stay awake at all times.
But
you
it
wanna
doesn't
be
wake me
prepared.
up. That's the problem.
Sure, as an effect, but as a psychoanalysis, it's the concept of being
I see.
always aware, right? And that's something that you would like to feel. Most people actually don't like that.
Yeah, I wanna be aware.
You would think that they do, but they really don't.
No, I
Same
know.
way most people don't like hearing the truth.
Yeah, most people are sleeping. I know.
Exactly. So coffee, boom. Coffee's like, yeah, it's coffee. I'm a coffee girl.
Yeah.
Let's go, rock and roll.
Right.
Jules, on the other hand, chose tea. Tea, for a highly sensitive person, isn't just as sensitive. It's a little more calm. It's a little more relaxed, but it still has its own refinement. And I think it's the refinement aspect. It's something where you are working on being a refined person. You are smoothing out your rough edges, and you realize that you have many. And that is something where you're looking at, where you're saying, I can and will be better, even if it's at the cost of everything everyone thinks that I should believe.
Yes.
Interesting.
I feel like I'm at a fortune teller's right now.
Yeah, I'm busting out the tarot cards.
Yeah,
next.
I love it. Okay.
Let's. I mean, it's always fun getting to know you. It's fun getting to know people.
Do you think you know me?
I don't know if you know you.
I mean, do you think you know me?
I think I have an understanding.
Okay, I'll take that.
I have an understanding of you, which is why I deal with you better than most.
Yeah, and most also want me to conform to what they like and believe in and feel, and I'll never do it. I'll always go the opposite way. The mob mentality, there's something in me, and maybe it's because I am from Russia, and I do come from years and years of war, but I will never. If I see everyone going left, I will go right, even if it means certain death. I just cannot do it. I cannot fucking do it.
Do you feel like you go that way because you believe that way, or are you just like, because everyone else is going the other way, I'm just going to do it despite them?
That's a good question. For a long time, I did that. I went the opposite way just despite them, right?
Yeah.
And now I go the opposite way because I truly feel it. And if everyone was going the way that I believed, I would actually be okay with that. I'm not trying to like get anyone on my side, but now I do it because I truly believe it. For a long time, I did it just to be reckless and just to be provocative. But now I really do truly believe it. So it took me a long time to get into that space. But now, I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if everyone did jokes about how great Donald Trump is, a part of me would still go the other direction, even liking him, only because I hate the idea of homogeny, right, and sameness.
Right.
And that's my big problem in America right now, just the idea of sameness. Diversity of everything except thought, right?
I'm a fan of sameness. I think everyone should just be the same, and everyone should be named Tehran.
I'll name my kid Tehran.
I'll do
Tehran.
Yeah.
Can I have some of your sperm?
Jules, I was going to
You
offer
can even
that
say it,
regardless.
Julia.
So I was actually as a parting gift, everyone gets some of my sperm.
Well, I feel
And
as
you
though
get sperm, and you get sperm.
I feel as though you might be the right one.
Do you want to have a kid? Is that what you're asking?
I
for
do.
sperm?
I
Okay.
do. My
That would be a good-looking baby, though. The mix.
She's short. I don't know. We'll talk.
Oh my.
What? My kid's not supposed to play varsity basketball because you're short?
Well, if you have money, he will. Right?
I mean,
just get him in there.
Just
Pay
Even
for
then,
it.
you know what? The one thing you can't buy yourself, buy your way into, being good at basketball.
talent.
Yeah.
Talent.
Can't buy talent.
Can't
Oh
buy
no, you
talent.
can buy talent. You just can't buy yourself into basketball.
What? How
You can buy talent.
You can buy
How?
talent. Yeah, how?
You mean like
You
buying
can
a
buy
talented
it?
person?
No. You can purchase talent.
Like what?
How?
Tell me.
Yeah,
What do you
tell
mean?
us.
You can purchase writers. You can purchase.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. But not for
synthesizer.
not by yourself.
You can
okay.
buy.
I see what you're saying.
Ariana Grande's dad's a billionaire.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know any of that. Okay.
A lot of billionaires have graced your television and or airwaves.
Very
and you just
interesting.
never knew that.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. So can't buy your way into the NBA. That is a true story. Michael Jordan kids aren't playing in the NBA either.
That's true.
Let's get into a crush. We love hearing about the crush. And here in this week.
Wait, is this it for questions?
Yeah. This is just a crush.
No, I mean like yes or no. Like,
The either or. Yeah.
We're still in the either or.
Okay.
No, we're done with
We're
the
done
either
with
or.
No, we're done.
We've moved on. We're onto the crush. We
You're in
love
the
to
past.
hear
We're
the
in
crush.
the present.
We like the crush, and we think of the future because I want to know your political nemesis crush. So the opposite of your political ideology, but a crush on that person.
An intellectual crush or like a physical crush?
It's up for your interpretation, which is what we actually interpret.
Okay, go ahead. Do you?
I don't. That's a tough one.
Danny DeVito.
That's tough.
I have one.
Okay.
It's Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin.
That's a good one. I feel like you just like him because he has like a Russian ancestry. I don't know why he has Russian ancestry.
Everyone does.
feel
Come
like
on.
he
You
does.
do. Everyone
Wait, so
is
this is a
Russian in some
political
way.
I don't
crush?
feel like I have
though?
any It's a political nemesis
If you go
crush.
far enough,
so
you
it's
will.
the opposite of your political. So whatever political ideology that you have. So for Irina, as being what people would quote unquote place as a conservative, her crush was Alec Baldwin, the consummate liberal.
Yes. But God, when I saw him in The Marrying Man, oh my God.
Yeesh.
I don't think I can answer the question because I don't prescribe in a lot of political ideologies.
Sure, but there's one political ideology that you oppose.
Yes.
Like who's the staunch crazy feminist? Like
yes.
Like mine would probably be
I I don't know. That's a good question.
Think about it.
I feel like Woody Allen's
I try
would be
to
Hitler.
run away.
I don't have like proof, but
Did you say Woody Allen?
yeah, I feel like Woody
You know
Allen.
No,
what?
no, he said his would be Hitler.
Woody Allen's would be Hitler,
Yeah.
but I could see
I was
you
gonna
choosing
say,
Woody Allen.
I was gonna say Woody Allen is highly offensive to me.
Why?
Yeah, you
Why?
would have a crush.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not
him
offended by
sleeping
him.
with his little
He
kid.
kind
wasn't
of just
wrong?
annoys
No,
me.
I don't care.
He
Like,
kind of
why
just
did-
annoys. I feel like I kind of want to tell him to just shut up.
The moral degradation
But
of
it's
someone. you
yeah,
should care
he's
about.
just a little.
No.
He's like a
No.
little.
Even though that story was blown
he's a
out of
little
proportion.
Napoleon kind of.
Why should I care
But
about
at the
someone
same
else's
time,
life?
he's intelligent, and
Yeah.
so there's the crush, I guess.
The reason you should care about everyone's life the same way is the exact same reason you should never care about anyone's life. It's because as humans, we have groupthink, whether we like it or not.
Right.
Let's go to reality
I
of
agree.
talking.
Right.
So as humans, we have something which is an amazing ability that most creatures on Earth do not. We learn from each other and we learn from our past.
Yeah, I don't think
So
what he
when-
did is wrong.
When you, well, the concept is if what he did wasn't wrong, and let's say that bled into the future of our learning, and everyone did that, at some point it would be an avalanche of super wrong.
Why can't you raise yourself a wife? I mean, I'm not talking about the molestation part. I don't know anything about that. I just mean everyone was freaking out about him for marrying his stepdaughter. Who am I? Like, I wasn't there. Maybe he never saw her.
I mean, that's the
it's such
claim.
an
The claim is that he wasn't really in her life
Okay.
per se. However, the reason why that's not okay is because of all the reasons we have such a conflict in the world today. So while you're saying, why can't someone raise themselves a wife? Well, as a society, we've kind of been doing that. And
Right.
guess what? We've come to a clash. It does not work. And it's horrible for society. So the
What do you
concept
mean?
of someone doing that and misusing and taking an advantage of someone's trust is not okay.
What do you mean? I don't.
So
what do you
when
mean?
I
As
say-
a society,
as a
we've been-
society, we kind of been raising women to act and be a certain way.
Who?
In general, the way when we say, "Oh, women like pink and women like to cook."
I wasn't raised
and
that
women-
way. Who said that?
Sure, you can be an outlier, and when an outlier exists in a scientific experiment, do you know what they do with that outlier?
Kill him.
They throw it away. No,
they kill him,
It's
I
not.
know.
It's a scientific experiment.
Yeah, they kill me. I know.
I
Trust me.
simply meant with statistics. I don't know.
No,
I know
I know
you're
how this
Russian.
ends about
I know
the
you're
Jews.
Russian.
You know what's happening after this podcast,
Yeah,
don't you,
I know, you're
Irina?
gonna
We're
throw
taking
me
you
off
out
a
back.
I know you.
We're
I
taking
know.
Jules.
Do you know how
Jules
many
is taking
times
her
I've
out.
been taken out back, Jules, and I came back every time? All right.
I believe it.
That's,
I mean, I wouldn't go
least
into an
you
alley.
came.
She'd
At
beat
least
my ass.
came.
Are you kidding? Jules would be like, no.
That's
No,
because your
she's-
problem, Jules, is you would still
tougher.
think that you would have to fight physically. Let's get into popping or stopping.
Shit. We gotta. Okay. All right. I feel
That's
like
actually the easiest way
Hey,
to abuse someone.
Tehran,
Mental abuse is
when,
way
when my
worse.
marriage doesn't work out.
You
can,
and I are going to be friends.
Hold
I
on.
feel.
When my marriage doesn't work out,
We
can I
have
come
so
to you with
much
my
to talk
husband
about.
and you like help us out?
Oh yeah. I
Would
got
you? I'm serious. That's a serious question. I feel like you'd be a good marriage therapist.
it. Marriage there? Oh, I thought you meant for a cuckold. Okay, let's talk popping or stopping. Popping or stopping this week.
it's
We're
popping
going
and
to.
stopping?
That's the
He'll
thing. It's a
explain
trend
it.
that men do that we want to know your opinion
Okay.
on. And this week's popping or stopping is Coachella. When grown men go to Coachella,
Just men?
popping means yeah, it's great, or stopping, yeah, we should.
Just for men?
For men.
Oh, just for men.
Should men, grown men, let's do a cutoff age. I want to know your cutoff age for Coachella.
But again, so women can go, or you're saying
We're only thinking
Men.
because we want to make the world better. We want to make ourselves better.
yeah. I mean, if it was only women, wouldn't it be called dinosaur or something? Isn't that like that
That's
lesbian
the
hangout?
lesbian
Yeah.
hangout. It'd be called
No,
Dino
men
Beach
should be there.
Dinosaur.
I don't think we should discriminate. Yeah, bring men in. I don't care what age.
So
Just
when
don't
like
wear flip flops.
60-year-old men show up to Coachella,
Yeah, great.
that's okay.
Let them party.
Jules?
Also, those 60-year-old men need 20-year-old Victoria's Secret model wives. So how else are they going to meet if not Coachella?
I don't know.
I always thought they would just meet on,
You know,
one
on
of those
sugardaddy.com?
apps. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm deep in the threes, and I don't go to Coachella. Means I'm past 35. And I don't know. I think there's a certain. It cuts both ways. Part of me wants to say, you know what, let them, retire if they want to go to Coachella. Go to Coachella. The other part of me is like, there's 20-year-olds ripping their shirts off, running around naked.
That's why they're going. That's why the old men are going.
Well, I know, but it's just like I feel like they, as older men, need to discern themselves and be like, do
You're
I need to
actually
go to?
making me want to go to Coachella. And I was
I
like,
need
There
to-
are women with their titties out and their nice
I know.
and
asses.
they're running around
Yeah.
just giving
They're running
away
around,
sex.
yeah.
And
just
group
kissing each
orgies-
other.
I mean, can't you get that? Just in the bedroom. Why do we need to go to Coachella?
What
I
about
could
Burning,
set up.
what
I
about
could
Burning
set
Man?
that
Do you
up for
think they should go to Burning Man?
No, I think they should go to anything they want to. But I'm just saying, I think sometimes it is weird and like leery when old men just go to do things.
What if he just got a divorce with his wife? He's been married 30 years. His kids are,
Go.
go. See, there you go.
Go.
So that's when you can go. All right, I'll take it.
No, I mean, I think they should go whenever they want. I think that there is some cultural and social responsibility.
Like
not
he shouldn't
to,
roofie her. there.
Yeah, like don't be a bad guy. I think everyone at any age, I think
yeah.
can be good.
So if a 70-year-old goes and he's not being a bad guy and he's
just having a drink and just listening to his music, good for him.
Okay.
Yeah, good for him.
Do you think they should go?
I think that there should be a cutoff where
Oh, come on.
men should be men.
What's that mean?
Yeah, what
Here's
does
the
that
thing,
mean?
and I realize
Should
that
be
in
men.
LA we are a community of man children. We rarely grow up. We all live in Never Land. There needs to be I don't know how I would feel if my dad was going to Coachella.
How would you feel if your mom was going to Coachella?
Oh, that's a good question.
Mom deserves to go to Coachella. I just feel
Dad
like my mom-
doesn't?
Oh,
No, but
interesting.
I feel like, and I'll tell you why. I feel like the intent of why my dad would go to Coachella, not that he ever would, or why my mom would go to Coachella,
Right.
is very different. The same intent that when a group of girls goes out, their intent versus a group of guys who go out is very different. Now, that doesn't mean that both aren't aware of sexual activity or wanting of sexual activity. It's the way or the things that could happen. A group of guys will always get up to, an extreme group of guys will get up to more trouble than an extreme group of girls. And that is the case.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I will say that the same way that I'll say that the strongest man is physically adapted to be stronger than the strongest woman. The most intelligent woman, or empathetic woman, I should say, will always be more empathetic than the most empathetic of men.
That's fair.
And I'll tell you why. And we know this scientifically as well, is that men in groups tend to always get in more trouble. And it's actually an anthropological study. A group of people go to the woods and they get bit by snakes. That is inevitable. But where do they get bit by snakes?
On their
And we
penis.
often find that no. So the concept is women get bit and they get bit less than by men. Sure, we can say less women, but let's assume the same amount of men and women go camping. Women tend to see a snake and walk the other way. Men tend to see a snake and still continue walking. Now, when there's a group of women, less women are likely to get bit. When there's a group of men, more men are likely to get bit. And where do they get bit? Even if the women get bit, it's on their ankles or their feet, on their runaway posture. With men, it's on their arms and their
Balls.
forearms and their hands. So what does that tell you about what they are trying to do? So whenever there's a group of men, more men are actually likely to get bit than if the guy is by himself. Whenever there's a group of women, less women are likely to get bit than if the woman is by herself. And that's statistically across the
What do you mean by men should be men?
Men should grow up. Men should be men. Men should be, and I'm including myself in
Until
this
what age?
advice.
Or, I mean, what does it start?
It's not an age, it's a mindset. You should transform into this stage of life, right? So let's say when you're deep in your 30s or you hit your 40s or definitely
Why'd you
into
look
your
at me when
50s.
you said that?
I just looked in the direction of the conversation.
Okay.
So my thought process is that men need to learn how to be men but it needs to also be a ready situation, right?
They can't be men at Coachella? And if not, why?
Obviously, you've never seen the videos of Coachella.
I mean, I've seen porn spoofs of Coachella, which I think is close enough to be actual Coachella, but I don't know. I see a lot of couples going there. I know a lot
Couples
of,
is fine. That's a different
I
conversation.
do. I
that's
see a
different.
lot of older couples going
I have
there.
no problems with the older couple going.
So just a
that's
man by
endearing.
himself.
The guy who's on the hunt who goes to Coachella.
Oh, well, no. Then I would say absolutely not should he go. If
The
you're talking
guy
about
who
on the
goes to
hunt,
Coachella.
okay, you need to see very clear with your wording.
I
sir.
think he should.
No. It's
Let
not,
him hunt.
Like, I wasn't worried about the
That's-
50-year-old gay
We
guy going.
have to-
I'm talking
right,
about the guy.
I'm talking about the
on
guy.
hunt.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let him hunt. If he catches something, good for him.
Hunt.
I just don't
love
like
it.
the
If he
the things that
kidnaps
they-
something,
it.
good for him.
that they
Well,
do.
she was there.
Every
Yeah.
week we get a question from a listener, and the listener sends it in.
Oh, I'm interested.
Is the listener your mom?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm afraid
my
what they're going to
mom
shoot at
hopefully
me.
does not listen to this show.
Who's after me now?
No, the question from a listener, it's random questions. They seek your advice. Email us your questions at imperfectgshow@gmail.com. We like to hear from each and every one of you. We do try to get to as many letters as possible. It is at random. We randomly select. Do not take it personal if we do not answer your question. Okay.
Take it personal.
This week's question is from Scotty Pipin. Scotty Pipin.
Yeah.
Everyone chooses an anonymous name.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's like a game.
It's like Scottie Pippen.
My boyfriend and I had the talk in
The
which
abortion talk.
he...
Wait,
No.
is this a woman or a man?
It's a woman.
Okay.
My boyfriend and I had the talk in which he disclosed to me his past relationships.
With a man.
One of the relationships was with a man. And while he said it was the same as when I had a tryst with a girl in college, I do not think it's the same. Does this make me a bad person?
It's a good question.
No, this does not make you a bad person at all. You have validity in your concerns and your fears. And I also think that sexuality is fluid. I think that it can evolve over time. I used to have sex with men and still sometimes do, but for the majority of the time I have sex with women. Maybe in his past, or even he now has an affinity toward men in certain ways, and maybe she did. I mean, I think sexuality, it's just not black and white. I validate and understand her concerns wholly because I've been on both sides. So, and I've never identified as bisexual, but I understand her concerns. And like I said, on the other side of the dialect,
You've never identified as bisexual?
Never.
That's interesting.
I've
Okay.
never identified as bisexual. No. And I just think communication. I would tell her communication is the key. A guy can be honest and say, I want to be with you. You're the love of my life. And I like dick. You can, both sides of the dialect can exist. I think we live in this dichotomous society where everything has to be A or B or up and down, black and white, left and right.
The world.
Correct. And I think we need to, break that down a little bit. I think she can rest assured if this is a man who is honest with her and loving toward her.
I mean, telling a girl that you sucked a dick or two in your past is pretty honest, I would say.
Yeah,
I'm going to give him the benefit of the honesty doubt.
Okay. I think it's fair. I think it's.
So you could.
I would be able.
Who never would maybe not date a man could find yourself dating a man who used to be gay if you dated men.
Not gay, but just slept with a man, right? Not necessarily gay.
He's not. Why are we saying that he's gay?
I'm throwing out the
labels.
I'm throwing out the label of he used to be gay. I think that would seem like a concern.
I don't. He's not saying he used to be gay. Isn't he just saying it's up with a man, right? Like you.
Yeah.
He actually
You're
said
not
a couple.
straight.
He threw out a couple.
I heard one. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay, I got one.
She hooked up with a girl or had a tryst. From what we understand, remember, we're all getting this information from her.
From Scotty Pippen.
Exactly. Okay. So I don't know. But he's been with from what I understand from the way the question is phrased, because it said a couple of men. Okay. I feel that she's comparing hers as like it was a fling,
one-time thing,
and this person had relationships that were not just sexual with men.
Right.
And that's why I threw out gay.
You do mouth talking very well. You explained that. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
My brain's melting.
Thank you.
You're sweet. I think it's real gay, and he's gay. I would not be with that guy. And also,
you would not, could not in a tree. You would not, could not under the sea. Could you in a train?
In a bus? Nope.
Could you on a plane?
On a plane, maybe. That's different. The rules are out the window on a plane. I just couldn't do it because I'm a piece of shit. And I'm very... I feel like it's judgmental of me to say that, right?
I don't think it is.
But it just comes from this place of like, now, not only do I have to worry about him maybe cheating on me with a woman, now I have to worry about him maybe cheating on me with a man.
Yeah. So that's what you're worried about, is his cheating.
I'm worried about that he might go back to it.
I'm going to throw something out you that you may not have known. Straight men cheat all the time.
Well, that's what you just said, yeah.
And some of those straight men cheat on you with men.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. But adding another factor to it is not in my thing. Yeah, no. I completely agree with you. I just don't want to add more things to that. So I would not want to be with someone. I know
that, but the concern is just cheating.
No. The concern is also him going back to that or saying, you know what, I've been with you for 10 years. We have 4 kids. I think I like dick. And then he would be like, let's try it. Maybe you can peg me.
That's actually,
I think
to me,
I think it's a valid fear for people. I mean, the girl I'm dating now, she'll even say, I know you've been with men. I know, and because she's been hurt, by lesbians or bisexuals. I think she kind of projects that on to me. Nothing against
Interesting.
her.
So we now know that Irina's been hurt. Good point. Love it. That's what I got.
Everyone's been hurt. Everybody hurt. Does your girlfriend, is she okay? Not okay? But I mean, how does she feel about it?
She is. We just have a lot of dialogue. I think the biggest thing in our
you're
society,
lesbians, of course, you're talking a lot,
right? But I think I think our biggest. It's not true all the time. It's not. There's a lot of like cake throwing. No, I'm just kidding. I think she is okay with it because we talk about it. Because I explained that there was a time in my life that I didn't think it was okay for me to be gay. So of course I was sleeping with men, and then we'll go to like
smart. That's a good way to take that.
Yeah. And then we'll go.
Hey, that was a smart tactic. I like that.
It wasn't a tactic.
It was a tactic. It's okay. She won't listen to this. That was a tactic.
She's too smart. She's a chemist. She didn't listen to it. So then, and then we talked about, and she's seen my sets.
Giving her a compliment. Smart.
Well, no, she's seen my sets.
Yeah.
And give her a compliment.
Yeah. Listen,
I always compliment her.
Listen, I know this guy.
I like how I'm a dude.
This guy that you're doing. This guy that you're being.
She calls me a fuckboy.
I know him.
She calls you a fuckboy?
She calls me a fuckboy.
Yeah.
Is that you can see the fuckboy?
This is fuckboy conversation all the way.
Just back to that. Gavin Rosdale dated a man for like 10 years and then got with Gwen Stefani, right?
Actually, he goes back and forth.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He dated a man for 10 years and then got with Gwen. I just couldn't do it, especially 10 years. I just don't believe men can be bisexual. You're just gay and you can't fully come out.
But what I know about myself is, number one, I'm definitely not a fuckboy. 2, HSP.
You're not a fuckboy.
Get too attached.
You're not a fuckboy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because those guys that you didn't want them texting you the next day, they think you're a fuckboy. And those girls that got too emotionally attached also think you're a fuckboy.
Hey, I don't think you're a fuckboy.
So, but
it's interesting. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you a bad person. Ultimately, is what we're saying.
It just means you're a bad person.
It doesn't make her. It doesn't make her a bad person. But
kill yourself.
But is there a difference between a guy hooking up with a guy than a girl hooking up with a girl?
No, absolutely not. I promote one night stands. So I mean, if people can't, here's the thing: if you're single for 5 years and you haven't been hugged or touched or had an orgasm, I think that's a travesty.
Jail. You've been in jail.
No, they have plenty of orgasms and touching in jail.
And we don't think jail sex is gay sex.
There's tons of people.
I do.
I know. I have single friends who are like, Julia, I haven't had sex in 3 years, and I'm like, 3 years. I can't go 3 days, bro. What do you mean 3 years?
I can't go 300 lifetimes. Get out of here.
No, see, like I don't even understand.
That's because you don't give good dick the way Jules does.
No, it's honestly because I'm really good in bed. I'm so good in bed because I've mastered it and I don't find it exciting anymore. It's like everything I touch, I try to be the best at, and then I get over it.
I don't know.
Well, I don't need you to know. We've never slept together. But I'll give you a list of the guys.
I will say something, and I'll tell you, if I get this list of guys, I will be unimpressed with every single one of those guys.
You don't know who they are.
It doesn't matter.
Are you telling me you're going to be unimpressed with names like Danny DeVito? Lorne Michaels? Pauly Shore.
Yeah, but none of them look like they're amazing in bed.
I'm kidding.
The concept is when I go through your list,
who looks like they're amazing in bed?
The fact that you went through every single older gay white Jew that you could think of says you had a small.
You do know I was kidding, right? I don't have to explain sarcasm to you.
I didn't think it was a thing, but the concept is I don't think that that's as far off your list as you.
No, I date snipers. I date MMA guys. Like they're not.
Also, not my list of who's good in bed.
No, they are good in bed. Just
I don't think
generally.
they would be.
They are. I don't know what
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
I mean, there are outliers, of course.
If you think that sex begins below the neck, then you don't know where sex begins.
I never said that either. You just made an assumption about me.
No. But that's the thing.
I never said that.
Had you said professor something, we might have started a conversation.
Okay, them too. But that's not what I'm talking about. I don't think they were good in bed. I fucked enough professors. Those guys were good in bed.
It depends on the professor of what class are we talking.
Great. What class?
I'm throwing out a class.
Yeah. Just throw out a class.
You tell me.
No. I'm saying throw out a class.
Degradation of society.
Yes.
You slept with that guy?
All of them.
You slept with him? You took that class?
So I have been with so many professors, you have no idea. And let me tell you, you know what they are? They're all this, and they have no idea how this functions with this.
That's why I said it would start the conversation. It wouldn't even get there.
Yeah.
Had you said I slept with Dracula, then we would have the
I did. I've been with enough Romanians to consider Dracula. Yeah.
I'm talking about the first vampire. I'm talking about
I don't
the
know.
one with
They're
the most
Romanian
experience.
shit. Who knows how far back
That's
they go?
true.
Gypsies have weird blood. I don't fucking know.
Also, not my.
I just
not
keep
on my
thinking
list.
about Kirsten Dunst now with the.
in that movie.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
Why?
I love her. I love her because she doesn't have perfect teeth. I love her because
she's not a perfect thing. Yeah,
she's I think she's a little controversial. I don't know. I like Kirsten. Did I
Yeah.
pronounce her name right?
I love how she reminds me of how white privilege succeeds. Let's get into
white privilege.
sharing is
Let's
caring.
not with the victim.
White
and
Sharing
that.
is caring.
Let's
It's not.
Such
It's
a
not.
hack. Come on.
It's not. It's not.
Let's
It's
not go there because I feel like we're stronger than that. I feel like we don't have
you're
to.
right and you're wrong.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. It's
I'm
interesting.
sorry. I
No
know.
one likes
I'm
to
wrong.
know
I'm wrong.
their privilege. So of course
Everyone
it's
has
privilege.
That's true.
Everyone has privilege.
I
Yeah,
definitely.
but some privilege matters more than others.
Like being pretty. You're right. That
Yeah,
goes
being
above
pretty
every
all-
privilege ever.
does not. But
Yes, it does.
White and pretty does.
No. Black and pretty does.
Does
Naomi
not.
Campbell has
It
done
does-
way more runways than
You're
I have.
absolutely right. Naomi
Yeah.
Campbell has done way more runways than you have, but she
Yes.
did not do way more runways than Giselle. And modeling and porn are the two places that you can see what society is really like.
No, there are
because
a
they
lot of black
ultimately tell the
models.
truth.
And I mean,
there
they
are
could be
ultimately
from-
way more white models who get way more jobs.
No.
Even in the day of diversity is a must, that is a true statement. This is not my opinion. And this is the
it
thing
is
you
your
have to
opinion.
see, that it's
I
not.
see as many black models as I see white models. Now,
I have to agree
That's
with that
not
at this
true.
point.
with him or me?
Well, no, with you because I have to say from personal. This is just my vantage
Sure.
point, but I go out for a lot of lesbian commercials.
Yeah.
And I've been on like
100%.
a plane, and and because our talent, we were the best. We were the
Yeah.
best fit for
100%.
the commercial. And literally that second we're about to step on a plane. Sorry, we just cast the black.
100%.
Which I do not disagree with. I think
100%.
we
You're
need
absolutely right that
we
that
need
happened.
disability.
However, here's the problem.
Disability.
Is that
we need
when
we need
that
disability.
was not happening
I
for,
need disability. I'm on disability.
when that
actually.
wasn't happening for 80
We need
plus
diversity.
years, I
We
didn't
need
see the same
diversity.
people
Disability.
complaining now, complaining then. So it's not like the people who were not getting casted, it's not like the people who were getting casted and not getting casted now were complaining when they were the only ones getting casted. So yes, you're absolutely correct. Right now, diversity seems to be the norm. And we've been doing it, for a year, 3 years, maybe 5 at the most? So what about the other 50? How
don't
come there were
care.
no complaints? The problem is now that it's someone else's problem, all of a sudden everyone's like, no, this isn't fair. You're right. But when it was also unfair and skewed to your side, you weren't the one dissenting
No, I didn't care
voice.
then, and I don't care now. I just don't give
You
a
should.
I don't. Let me tell you what I care about. There's an internet, and I can go on my phone and do things and then put it online. And no one's like, well, she's white. I give so little fucks. It's like that Louis joke where he's like, the circle of things I care about is so fucking small. It is.
Yeah.
I don't care about diversity. I don't care about sexual liberation. I don't care about gender equality. Don't give a fuck about any of that.
Sure.
I keep my head down. I do my own thing. No one gets in my fucking way. There's no patriarchy above my head. There's no, well, we need a white, Jewish, but you don't give a fuck about that.
Sure.
I will do my own thing. And if I have the opportunity in any place, in any time frame, in any lifetime, in any color or gender, I will fucking do it.
And that sounds amazing until I go back to the anthropological format, which I stated before, is that as humanity, we learn from each other and we learn from our past. And while sounding like I don't give a fuck sounds so cool, as the world
I
is
don't care about
seen,
that either.
It's so cruel.
I don't
The
care about
concept
cruel
is,
or cool.
It's not about not caring at all or not care or caring too much. There's a balance that needs to
That's your
be placed.
opinion.
That's not my opinion.
Yes.
That's society's proof.
Yeah, which is an opinion.
I personally
That's just
don't
an opinion.
specifically have one thought or the other. I'm simply going by what we have seen
Yeah.
is the truth.
Yeah,
And
the truth
matter,
is also
if
abstract, like we
someone
talked
didn't
about in the
care,
beginning.
Then segregation or slavery would have never
not
ended.
my problem. And that sounds
Sure.
harsh, but I'm not in that life. So I can live in I come from a Holocaust line.
Uh-huh.
So all day long I could be, and I do, trust me, my grandma never lets me forget, but it's like, am I living in that time?
No.
Or am I trying to live in this time, trying to apologize for that time? It's like, no, all I can worry about is myself. And if
But
I
if
make
you
enough
don't-
money maybe I'll be able to
If all
help.
you worry about yourself, that's what led to the Holocaust. So the concept
No,
is,
absolutely. That's definitely not what led to the Holocaust.
Sure it
No,
is.
no,
Sure it is.
absolutely not.
People saying, I'm keeping my head down, and even though this is something that I should dissent from, it doesn't affect me.
No. That's
so
not
I'll
what led
keep
to
my
the
head down
Holocaust,
and I'll
because
keep
we're not
walking.
talking about murder. We're talking about models. I'm not talking about murder. When we reach a point, if there's a civil war, my mentality will change. I adapt fucking better than anyone I've ever met. So right now, I'm not in a civil war. I'm not in a struggle. I have, like I said, the internet. I have access to the internet. And if I live in a car or a dumpster, I'll still make it fucking work. When we get into a point where we reach a line of they're taking people away, or it's a life or death situation, or I speak up and I'll change, but I'm not in that time.
Too late. See, that's why there's a slippery slope.
No.
Every avalanche begins with a snowflake.
No, I disagree. A lot of the Jews were warned, especially in the village I came from, and a lot of them left. A lot of them stayed and helped. A lot of them started a resistance. There are different types of mentalities. I would probably be the resistance mentality or the one who left.
Really? Because from what it sounds like, you're the
I resist
I don't
now.
give a fuck mentality.
No, I don't give a fuck about what other people are doing. That's what I don't give a fuck about. That's what I'm saying. So, like you said, people are complaining. That's not fair. That's not me. I'm not complaining. That's not fair. Fair, not fair. I'm living in this time, and all I can do is the best with the time I have, right? So what's the point of standing around being like, well, more black women are getting, or now they have shows where white people are called tokens. I'll start my own fucking show. I will never stand in a place of like, well, that's not fair, or, slavery or the Holocaust. It's like, what do we do with that?
But they're not mutually exclusive. So the concept is you don't have to be one way to be the other, or vice versa. You can be all of these and combined. So many people are so willing to change the world. So few people are willing to simply change themselves.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying.
I agree with
I
that.
can only change myself. That's all I'm
what
saying.
What you're saying is you're detaching yourself. I don't care
I'm
what
just,
happens with everyone else. This is what I'm doing because this benefits me.
No, all I can do is worry about me. That's what I'm saying. I've met enough people that go, what about them? What about them? And they're living in abject poverty. They are in such shit because all they care about is the lives of other people.
Sure.
Like Peterson, clean your own fucking room. Like, take care of your own shit. Get that in order, and then maybe change the world. Help other people. But
Do you give to charities?
Do I give to charities? No, I work in charities. That's the difference. I don't go, here you go, here's $100. When are we going to the
care
mall?
About what charities do you work for?
I don't work for charities.
So what?
Treatment. I rehab. I don't work, I used to many years. I used to work in rehab for many years.
So you care about rehab and drugs?
No,
because you know what? Why do you care about those people?
No, that's not the right word.
They're using drugs. You're not.
That's not the right.
Why do you need them to rehab?
I don't need them to do anything. That's what all I do is I can go there. I can say, let's talk it out. I'm okay in my life. I'm not, doing drugs. I feel like I might be able to be a good, maybe person just for you to talk to.
Tough love.
Yeah. If I can't, I went through the phase of like, I gotta go at 2 a.m. to the downtown and find this 16-year-old kid, and it's like that didn't do shit for her or for me. Yeah. So I moved into a place where if I can help, I will, but only when my life is in order and when my life is settled. And complaining about diversity or it's not fair has never done anything, and that's why we get along. You don't complain. When we talked like 2 months ago or whatever, you were in a fucking hole, right? And I remember even like when I hung up, I was like, God.
Is it a physical hole, like a literal hole? Were you stuck in a hole?
She was kidnapped by ISIS fighters. This was before they were eradicated. And I remember thinking like, God, I feel so bad. And I was like, no, I don't feel bad for her because she's strong. She's not a victim. So I know she'll pull out of this. Like,
you don't have to feel bad for people to help them. That's also...
No, you can help people, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I don't pity people.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying.
I have to interject as a non-caring person. Irina was one of the only women, if we're going to talk about feminists, to listen to what I was going through and to give me some really good insight on some things that I could do in my situation. But I was only able to do that because I got out of my hole. Yeah. I was in a hole too. So I knew, and so many people keep putting their shit on others. So I was in an okay place to hear what you had to say. I gave you some advice. Take it, don't. I don't care about that part. I mean, that's on you already. But if I can help in any way, I will.
Here's the thing.
Not to the extent where
This show was so good. We're going to have to bring it back for a part 2, getting into actual talk of feminism. Really quick, where can people find you if you want to be found?
1545 East Adams Road. No, that's not that one. I was just giving my house address.
We have way too many people that listen to the show for you to have done that.
I wonder whose house they're going to go to. Instagram, the Irina Skaya. So TheirinaSkaya. So that would be the best one.
Mine's really easy. It's just queer comedian. Queer comedian everywhere.
Actually, it's not that easy. Queer is actually a hard word to spell.
It's Queer.
Did you say ER?
Q-U.
I know.
E-E-R.
E-E-R. Yeah.
Comedian. Fine. Perfect.
Queer comedian on all
find
the
them,
things.
show them love, let them know what's up. We appreciate having both of you on.
Thank you for having me.
Feminist women who are not so feminist on the show.
I'm definitely a feminist.
We will get into it.
I agree. I'm a feminist too because I don't talk about it. I just do it.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Thank you, T. Thank you.
This is the most fun podcast I've ever done.
Our Imperfect Gentleman of the Week is going to be Kim Kardashian. She is thrown out there because as many people are hating on her for wanting to take the bar in 2022, good for her. If she wants to take the bar, that's more power to her. And this isn't about money or privilege. Anyone in California can actually bypass law school and take the bar in this manner.
Yes.
In which you simply work at a law firm,
4
get
years.
vouched for. That time frame is actually a little skewed, but
it's 4 years.
Get vouched for by a lawyer and then take the bar. You just have to pass the bar in order to become a lawyer. You don't have a JD. Some people with JDs are not lawyers. I am one of them. So let's remember that and find me. I'm the impeccable and impenetrable Tehran Von Gosri at I Am Tehran all across the board. That's IAMTEHRAN. I Am Tehran because I am Tehran. And of course, Mr. George Corey. That's George Corey, Mr. George Corey, KHOURI. Find us. We are Imperfect Gentlemen. Remember, nobody's perfect but us. Martin on the boards. We will see you guys same Imperfect Gentleman time, same Imperfect Gentleman channel next week.